Welcome back to more Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Last time, with the help of a rescued King Dedede, we reached Lab Discoverer. This time, we're going to meet the ultimate life form. First of all, we have this little entry area with a bunch of copy abilities and a Maxim Tomato, which definitely doesn't bode well for what lies beyond this door. We didn't need the healing, and we definitely want to stick with Dragonfire for now. So let's head through this very ominous hallway. This area has such a different atmosphere from the rest of the game, and I actually really like it, especially with like the full voice acting. It really sets a very different mood compared to like any other Kirby game that I can think of. Take a good look, Pink Intruder. Isn't this a beautiful sight? You're not even seeing the Great One in full form. They're incomplete without their other half. Long ago, the Great One granted the people of this world a miraculous power. Those people left this world behind and entered the land of dreams. Once the Great One is complete again, I know we will also receive this miraculous power. We, the ones they left behind in this forgotten land. And now, the time has finally come. That's right, this small creature here is the Great One's missing half. Finally, after all our planning and effort, we can help the Great One reach their complete form. We have dreamed of this moment for so many years. If you dare to stand in our way, we'll feast on your hide. So we have a gauntlet of enemies. This isn't too difficult, especially with our level 3 fire. And this is the King of the Beasts, Leongar, who is a very formidable opponent. I still don't quite know how to dodge all of his attacks. So he has a variety of different moves, like charging forward, he'll get stuck in the ground, giving you an opportunity to attack. He'll also do several claw swipes, like so. If you can time it well, and you can use a lot of slow-mo dodges, that would help immensely. But clearly, my timing is really off today. There we go. But he will attack twice, so you have to be ready for the second swipe. I think he can occasionally attack 3 times, too. There's a shockwave attack, but we just have to kind of keep on our toes, dealing damage whenever we can. Again, level 3 fire definitely makes this a lot easier. I was actually contemplating not using this just to make the fight a little bit more interesting, but this definitely makes this a lot safer. Overall, he doesn't have a ton of attacks. And moving into Phase 2, he has several new abilities, like launching these shockwaves. The first one you jump over, the second one you go under, and the third one you jump over. You can also dodge, but be very careful. He'll also do this little biting attack. You can dodge every bite to actually deal a ton of damage through counterattacking, but it's a little difficult to dodge, honestly, and deal damage. Again, fire is very good in most cases. He also has this laser attack. And we're almost done, actually. And after all this time, we finally reunited with Elfilin. You dare? Plan ruined, important plan, needed labor, opened vortex, found workforce, brought here, and yet, error made, irksome pink contaminant. Careful planning, now wasted, no more planning, no more patience, instead. Everything shall be consumed. And next up is the invasive species Thectoforgo. Definitely not what I expected in terms of a boss design in a Kirby game of all things. I remember seeing a picture before even getting to this fight, because people were really talking about this, and how really messed up this fight looks, even like for Kirby standards, of having really wild final boss designs that tend to jump the shark for a series with a cute pink sphere as the main character. So yeah, it's basically this giant goo monster that's absorbing the beast pack. Yeah, definitely not something I expected in this game, and yet I'm actually kind of okay with this. Just really, I don't want to say jumping the shark, because that sounds too, like, that's usually not used as a compliment, but yeah, this fight is definitely out there for Kirby standards, and I actually think this is a direction that is very interesting, to put it mildly. Again, very unexpected. Again, I remember seeing a lot of people talking about how this almost feels more like something you'd see out of like a Resident Evil game than a Kirby game. Yeah, I actually think this is a very interesting way to go for this fight. So we have to basically just constantly escape through this hallway, dealing damage wherever we can. It will occasionally charge at us like this. If we can dodge, we can deal a ton of damage, like so. And we're actually almost done. I think the fire will finish it off. And Elfilin has been captured once more, so let's chase after our new nemesis. We have a full heal here, and basically every copy ability. I mean, Sleep isn't here, and Crash isn't here, but I'm not sure how helpful this would be anyway. Yeah, all the main abilities of the game are here. Take your pick. If I wanted to be a little bit less cheap, I would actually go with like Sword, though to be fair, Meta Knight's Sword is also a little bit cheap. But I think I'll stick with Fire. This fight is actually very difficult for a Kirby final boss that's outside of the side content, so let's see how this goes. This is the ultimate life form, Fecto Elfilis. The combined form at full strength, well, I mean, I guess not full strength, more on that later. But this fight is actually surprisingly intimidating. I mean, we have another Maxim Tomato, we'll be fine. But this, for a Kirby final boss, is pretty ridiculous. This entire set piece, basically as soon as you get to Lab Discoverer, the game just kicks into overdrive and kind of doesn't let up, and I actually really like that. So it'll summon all sorts of different attacks to try to get us, like these little light spears of sorts. Let's just deal damage whenever we can. It'll also charge at us multiple times usually, so get ready. Even if you perfect dodge, you might want to be ready for that like follow-up attack. Yeah, this fight does not mess around. I remember actually almost dying on my first attempt at this. I don't remember if I used my Maximum Tomato though, like how close I actually cut it. Either way, for a final Kirby boss, this is actually pretty intense. I feel like the boss's design is actually pretty cool too. Definitely, again, has a very different vibe to it than other, like, past Kirby bosses. So now it'll summon a bunch of, like, spears down, creating shockwaves, so let's stay off the ground for a bit. Deal damage when we can. And we're on to phase 2. It's now summoning debris from the sky. It's not too difficult to dodge until you get this one that basically takes up the entire stage. And then it'll charge at us, like so. It'll also leave like fire there, so we have to be careful not to get like stuck in one spot for dodging the actual attack in order to deal damage. The second phase also has a really interesting attack, which I think it's using right now. It'll heal if we're not fast enough. The blue bar is what it'll actually recover. If you can actually drain the whole blue bar, it'll take a lot of damage, but it's actually really difficult. Luckily it doesn't heal too much, and to my knowledge, it can only do that one time, so it's not overly annoying. Like, typically bosses that heal are kind of a problem, but this is actually a case where it's not that bad because of the boss only being able to do this once. At least as far as I've seen. I've never seen the boss use it more than that. The music is also really good. The atmosphere, the lighting, just the entire final set piece of this game is just kind of wild in the best way, and what I was really hoping for a Kirby finale. Kirby games usually go all out in terms of like their endings, and I'm really glad that this game honestly really delivers. We're actually almost done with the fight. We have a few more attacks to dodge, and let's see how this goes. A little more to go. Alright, so dodging the lava attacks again, and then that means we'll be able to have another chance to deal damage very soon, and we'll probably be able to finish off the fight now. But it's not over yet. Such incredible power. Whatever it's trying to do, it's going to be pretty bad. What is it, Kirby? Whoa, is that your home? That's Planet Popstar? Oh no, it's pulling Popstar through that huge vortex and wants your world to collide with this one. We have to stop it. But how? In order to stop the final boss from destroying Popstar and this world, we have to become an 18-wheeler. This is honestly not entirely what I expected. Sadly, this was something I saw a spoiler about. I saw an out-of-context post on social media about this. But even getting to this, it still managed to have an impact because of just how absurd this is in like the best possible way. Like, again, I almost feel like Kirby games traditionally kind of jump the shark in a good way for their final acts, and this game definitely kind of lived up to what I would have expected. This is a wild finale to this game in a really good way. Alright, so we're actually getting pretty close to the boss. Just a little more to go, and let's see what we can do to stop it. Is this planet Popstar? Everything is being pulled in. I need to close the connection between worlds. Even if it takes all the power I've got. Hey Kirby. Thanks for everything. And with that, we have reached the end of Kirby and the Forgotten Land. But not really, there is still a lot more game to go, as is traditional for Kirby. We are just getting started. Overall, this went from like a really solid, cute, fun adventure game to, wow, this is like top 3 Kirby games for me. I still think I like Planet Robobot a smidge more because I feel like the lore was actually handled a little bit better, where the reveals were a little bit more gradual. I feel like in this game, it kind of backloads its plot into just Lab Discoverer, which is one of my main complaints about it. I kind of wish it was more throughout the adventure instead of mostly crammed into the final act. But still, when the game gets going, it just does not let up at all. And yeah, this finale, just the sheer ridiculousness of it in a good way, yeah, solidified this as one of my top Kirby games of all time. Yeah, it went from really good, this is fun, to wow, this is like actually amazing. As the first 3D Kirby game, I think it's incredibly impressive what they managed to accomplish with this game. In terms of the scope of it, it initially seemed kind of like, you know, a fairly straightforward 3D platformer, but there's a lot of exploration still, despite having an emphasis on linear stages instead of like an open world. Like a lot of the missions, and while these are very well hidden, but it's done in a way where it's very good about conveying where things are to keep you from having to play the stages too many times by revealing the objectives as you miss them, kind of. So again, I think this game is incredibly impressive for the first attempt, but again, it's not perfect. I do wish there were more copy abilities and maybe some more mouthful mode transformations. In general though, again, as a first outing, it's long overdue, but also still incredibly impressive. But yeah, luckily, we still have a lot to do. So yeah, we will continue working on some more of the game for a bit, actually. There's a lot left. Gacha Machine Volume 4 is now available. There are even more new figures to collect. The Wild D Live corner stage has been rebuilt. Put in a request to hear your favorite tunes. You can now enter the Ultimate Cup in the Coliseum, battle tough opponents, and aim to be the champ. To become the champ. To enter the Ultimate Cup, visit the booth in front of the Coliseum. You saved every Waddle Dee. Thank you, Kirby. As a show of appreciation, special statues are now in the town plaza. Want to increase the power of a copy ability? Good news! Copy abilities can now be powered up at Waddle Dee's weapons shop. Hey, look, Claraline is visiting our town. She looks a bit upset Are you thinking what I'm thinking, Kirby? When things finally calmed down, and the animals came to celebrate with us, Leongar was missing. I bet Claraline's been looking for him. She might have found something. We should ask her what's going on. When I severed the connection between our two worlds, I used up all of my power. I blacked out. But Claraline found me. She kept me alive. That's how I was able to see you again, Kirby. So if she needs help, then I volunteer. So let's pay her a visit. I'm so glad to be safe with you again, Kirby. I want us to stay this close forever. Is this another mysterious vortex? What? You sensed Leongar somewhere in there. Oh my gosh. This feeling. This is exactly how it felt when I was absorbed by my other half, Facto Elfilis. It's possible that, after that big battle, Leongar became trapped in this strange place. Come on, Kirby, we have to check it out. Welcome to the Isolated Isles, Forgo Dreams. This place feels like it's made from super strong psychic energy. Let's be careful. This is the post-game. We'll go into this a little bit later, but this is kind of comparable to a couple of different modes from the more recent Kirby games. It is actually pretty extensive, so we'll be working our way to through the various stages we see. And also we'll be heading over to the main world periodically to chip away at the various challenge stage or treasure roads as well. We still have a lot of stuff to do throughout our adventure, so yeah, we are far from done. Next time, we'll begin exploring at the Forgo Plains. So thank you for watching, and I hope you'll join me next time for more Kirby and the Forgotten Land.